I went to go see White Girl in Danger, which is the new musical by Michael R. Jackson, who wrote A Strange Loop, that is currently playing Off-Broadway at Second Stage. White Girl in Danger is like a fever dream mashup of soap operas and Lifetime original movies, and it follows the character of Keisha Gibbs as she wants to leave the background and get a story of her own in this fictional town of all white. Now, this musical already intrigued me because, one, I love A Strange Loop and Michael R. Jackson's work on that, especially with the music. And this musical is also directed by Liliana Blaine Cruz, who is one of my favorite directors in theater right now. Now, I saw this show very early on in previews, and they have been making massive changes during the preview process. In fact, from the first preview to when I saw it, they had already cut about 15 minutes, but the show was still running about 3 hours. And ultimately, I still feel like they need to cut material from it. It does run very long, and a lot of the jokes are repeated throughout the show. If they can streamline the story that is being told and get it down to about 2 hours, maybe 2.5, it is going to be a very, very strong musical. Like with A Strange Loop, I really love the score that Michael R. Jackson has written for this show. And in the 3 acts that this musical has, it takes you on a really fun journey, first parodying the traditional soap operas, then kind of poking fun at woke culture that we see today, while finally culminating in the reason why he wrote this in the first place. And ultimately, I really like the journey that this musical takes you on. It is just way too long. Because of the structure of the musical currently, a lot of the scenarios are repeated 3 times, especially throughout the first act. And that repetition, while poignant at first, starts to get predictable and in a way exhausting, which also could be part of the point, but at that point you're alienating the audience, which I don't think anybody wants to do. Also, this show uses the terms background and all white excessively, and at a certain point we just get it and it stops adding anything to the show. I think even just cutting that would cut down the time of this show significantly. I really liked the humor that Michael R. Jackson presented in this show, but it was definitely not for everybody. In fact, I was the only one laughing in my section, and there were people around me that left at intermission. So it really is, you're either gonna love it or it will not be for you. And frankly, I think that's what Michael R. Jackson is going for here. But when this show lands, it lands incredibly well. I definitely cannot wait to see how this show develops. I think it is very much a work in progress, but it's a work in progress that I want to continue to follow. I love the message that this show lands on, and I really love the score and hope that we get a cast recording. If you get a chance to see it off-Broadway, I definitely recommend it. Just know that you are going in seeing a work in progress, and I can't wait to see where this show ends up landing.